Hello everyone and welcome back to the F1 show, which is pre-recorded today because I couldn't make it this evening, so I decided to pre-record it today to still get the show out. So what is coming up then on the F1 show this week? We've got so much coming on, including that incident between Hamilton and Verstappen at Monza. We discussed more about that, and Damon Hill's comment saying Hamilton's had more luck than Verstappen. We've got so much more, including Lando Norris, Slippy and Slidey off the track at Russia, and the Qatar Grand Prix is to be added to the 2021 Formula One calendar much later on in the season. Then, so let's start with the Russian Grand Prix. It was actually a very entertaining Russian Grand Prix. I personally don't really like the track Sochi, if I'm honest. I think it can get a bit, boring from time to time, but actually a very good race. I think the rain rather saved it this weekend, but that's just my opinion. But other than that, it was a very good race, and it had lots of overtaking, and obviously that rain at the end really did just throw a spanner into the works of the Russian Grand Prix. And who could predict it was going to come in? When was it going to come? That was the main question. We knew it was coming. When? And it came, and McLaren just got that wrong, didn't they? As the intensity of the rain, they didn't think it was going to increase, but the intensity of the rain did increase, and it was their race to lose, and they did lose it. Unfortunately, it wasn't one of those that they did lose, and it's a tough day for McLaren. It would have been a tough pill for Lando Norris and the McLaren team to swallow, I'm sure of it. But they will come back fighting in Turkey in 2 weeks' time, or just over a week's time now. So yeah, I'm sure they will certainly come back, and I'm sure they'll be strong. Obviously, they did win in Monza. They had an emphatic. Yeah, sorry, I can't get my words out. Emphatic. That was it. Victory in Monza, and yeah, it was it was actually a fantastic event, and I really, really, really did enjoy that Monza race, and yeah, it just was amazing, wasn't it? And yeah, Qatar is coming back on to the 2020. Well, not coming back. It's coming to the 2021 calendar, and I think it's going to be a great addition actually. And I'm really, really excited to see what the Losail International Circuit brings. And obviously there is now an agreement for a 10-year deal for the Qatar Grand Prix to be on the Formula One calendar from 2023, but at which circuit? We don't know. The only circuit currently in Qatar is the Losail International Circuit, which is holding this year's race. Potentially could be a new street track coming for 2023. I would rather not. I'd rather hold it at Losail. I think I've watched one or two MotoGP races there, and it's been a fairly decent track. I give it that. So yeah, I hope it stays at Losail. I think we got enough street tracks on this Formula One calendar, and personally, I do prefer those permanent tarmac tracks. I do think they provide better racing and better overtaking. Obviously, we've got Saudi Arabia, which is coming much later in the year. And America's not a street track, but take America for example. When they built that as a permanent track, COTA, it's an amazing circuit, and it is better than a street circuit. I will say it's better than the street circuit. So why do we make these road tracks? Well, they are cheaper to make, and they are more environmentally friendly. So that's probably the main reason why Formula One decide to make street tracks rather than permanent tracks, more for the money side of things than the environmental side of things, because these days F1 is just about that. So yeah, I think that's probably why we have more street tracks, or we get more street tracks. We've still got the classic Silverstone, Monza, Spa, obviously those circuits, which will always remain on the Formula One calendar because they are just too good to be taken off. They provide brilliant racing every time you go there. And I hope that the Losail comes down as a classic circuit that we will visit every year from this year. I really hope it does. I think it's got all the potential to do that. We've just got to prove it. Can it do it on race day when it comes to Qatar race day in on the 21st of November? That is the weekend the Qatar Grand Prix will be held, the 19th to the 20th of November. Okay, so I'm just going to read you an F1 article that I found about the sale. What is the track like? The sale already had an FIA Grade 1 license, which meant it was a visible option to host a Grand Prix. This year at short notice, amid the continuing COVID-19 pandemic. Governing body, the FIA, will complete an inspection, but that's par for the course for circuits joining the F1 calendar, and the required changes are likely to be minimal. The main straight is a decent length, at just over 1 kilometre, and will provide the location of the circuit's one DRS zone. That means the turn 1 right-hander will be the best opportunity to overtake. Tyres will likely be a talking point, as the higher percentage of time the cars will be spending cornering means teams could experience higher than average tyre degradation. There's a triple right-hand apex, almost flat, high-speed corner sequence, turns 12 through to 14, which is similar to turn 8 at Turkey, but in the opposite direction, and will be particularly challenging on the tyres. The track hasn't been resurfaced since 2004, so it has worn and exposed the core's aggregate. That should mean good grip and levels of abrasiveness with regards to tyre wear. We'll see cars reaching an average speed of 237 km an hour in qualifying and 220 km an hour on race day. In terms of predicted lap time, our simulations suggest a 1 minute 22.5 for qualifying and a 1 minute 28 for the race, which will last 57 laps. Will it be a night race? It's a good question, and one which will be answered in the coming weeks. It can obviously hold a night race. The Sayo, it has the floodlights and the facilities to do it. The Sayo has the capability to host a night race with around 3,600 bulbs across 1,000 structures dotted around the circuit to illuminate the track. At 3.380 kilometers, the lit area covers the same amount of ground as 70 full-size football pitches. If it's a day race, temperatures will be hot and humid, but it's autumn time. Conditions still could be significantly cooler than the summer. Should the race take place at night, ambient temperatures will drop still further to around mid-20 degrees Celsius. So there you go then. That is everything you need to know for Qatar then. And the Turkish Grand Prix timings are out then. So, well, they've actually just been adjusted. Practice 1 will be 9:30 till 10:30. Practice 2 will be 1 till 2. Practice 3, 10 to 11. Qualifying 1 till 2. And the race will get underway at 1 o'clock. And I'm also going to let you know about the United States of America's timing. By the way, our live stream for Turkey has been set up. That was set up a little while ago. The times on that are wrong. I will get round to changing that, and that will all be ready for you. So there will be a Turkish Grand Prix live streaming, and the American Grand Prix will also be live streamed as well. So for America, we have practice 1, 5:30 till 6:30. Practice 2, 9 till 10. Practice 3, 7 till 8 on that Saturday. Qualifying will be at the slightly later time of 10 to 11, and the race getting underway at 8 o'clock. We also, I think, have the timings now for Saudi Arabia. Yes, we do. Practice 1 will be 12:30 till 1:30. Practice 2, 4 till 5. Practice 3, 1 till 2. Qualifying 4 till 5. And the race at 5:30. And Abu Dhabi, do we have the time? We got the timings for them as well. Practice 1, 9:30 till 10:30. Practice 2, 1 till 2. Practice 3, 10 to 11. Qualifying 1 till 2. And race 1 o'clock. As I said, we don't have the timetable for Qatar yet. When we get that, I will let you know on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me at Jack_Formula_1. And also at the Turkish Grand Prix, we got the Intercity Silver Cup, the Intercity Gold Cup, the Intercity Platinum Cup, as the support lineup. So a lot of races going on throughout that Turkish Grand Prix weekend then. Right, Damon Hill made a funny comment in the week. Was Max Verstappen liable to blame, or has he had more luck throughout this 2021 season? In my opinion, he hasn't really. He got taken out at Silverstone, and that ultimately cost him the lead of the World Championship. Even though he got it back, he then had a collision with Lewis Hamilton at Monza, and you could argue that that was a racing incident, and Verstappen maybe shouldn't have got given that free-place grid penalty. Ultimately, that didn't affect him because he had to start the back anyway because he took a new engine. So, obviously there is some factors. Lewis got pushed off the track at Imola by Max. Should Max have got a penalty? You could argue that one. He did rather push him off the track. So if I was the stewards, I'd have deemed that a racing incident. And I did agree with the stewards. That was probably a racing incident. Silverstone then, I would have probably have actually given Lewis a stop-go penalty, not a time penalty. A 5-second maybe stop-go penalty, I think, was probably the fair enough penalty. And he might have still won the race. I don't know whether he would have done or not. He probably would have done because he'd have had to have gone through the pits in extra time. So, who knows? But ultimately, I think they've probably had level playing fields on the luck side of things, and they probably will collide once again at some point in the remainder of the season. Who knows what is around the corner. Right, thank you for joining me on the F1 show. We'll be back live next week at 8 PM. Join us then. Bye bye.